How to develop a daily, quiet time with God. Beloved child, I speak to you now with a tender and loving voice, inviting you into a sacred space, a quiet haven where my presence surrounds you with grace, hope, and everlasting love. Though the world around you may roar with clamor and distraction, today I call you to a moment of stillness, a time set apart just for you and me. Listen to my voice as I reveal how you can cultivate a daily quiet time with me. For in that silent communion, your soul will be renewed, your heart will be healed, and your spirit will soar with the promise of my eternal care. I urge you, do not let these precious moments pass by unnoticed. Stay with me until the end, and let my words wash over you like a gentle, healing rain. I have been with you from the very beginning, and my love for you has never wavered. In the stillness of each new day, I am there, whispering words of encouragement and hope. When you rise and find yourself in the quiet before the world stirs, know that I have prepared that silence especially for you. A time for reflection, prayer, and deep communion with me. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46 verse 10. These are not mere words. They're my promise to you, a reminder that in the hush of your heart, you can always find solace in my embrace. I call you to set aside the burdens that weigh you down, to lay aside the worries of yesterday and the uncertainties of tomorrow. In the peaceful moments of your day, come to me with an open heart. I am not distant or aloof. I am right beside you, ready to comfort, guide, and uplift you. When you quiet your mind and invite me into your thoughts, you create a sacred space where my spirit can dwell, where my wisdom can guide your steps, and where my peace, which surpasses all understanding, Philippians 4 verse 7, can flood your very being. Imagine a vast, serene landscape where the chaos of life fades away and only the gentle sound of my voice remains. A voice that speaks to you in the rustling leaves, in the soft murmur of a stream, and in the quiet beating of your heart. This is the space I have created for you, a sanctuary of love and rest. In these moments, you are free to pour out your heart, to share your fears, your dreams, and your deepest desires with me. I listen to every word, I understand every tear, and I hold you close in my everlasting arms. In days of old, I led my people through trials and triumphs, speaking to them through prophets and saints, and revealing my will in moments of profound silence. Remember how I called Moses to the mountaintop, where he experienced my glory in a way that transformed his life forever. In that sacred silence, as he stood before me, he received my commandments, guidelines for a life of purpose and righteousness. Just as I spoke to Moses, I speak to you now. I call you to ascend from the valley of distraction to the summit of spiritual intimacy, where you can encounter the fullness of my presence and the power of my truth. Consider the story of a man whose heart was burdened by sorrow and whose soul was parched by the dryness of despair. In the midst of his loneliness, he sought refuge by a gentle river, a quiet place where he could escape the clamor of a troubled world. As he sat there, his eyes fixed upon the shimmering water, I drew near to him. I whispered words of comfort and promise. My child, I have loved you since the moment you were formed in your mother's womb. Come, rest in my embrace, and let me heal your broken heart. In that moment of sacred solitude, his life was transformed. His tears were dried, his pain was soothed, and his spirit was lifted by the power of my love. Know that the same transformative power is available to you each day, as you intentionally seek my presence in the quiet of your heart. You are invited, dear one, to begin each morning with a prayer of surrender and gratitude. Before the demands of the day encroach upon your spirit, take a moment to center yourself in my love. Whisper words of thanks for the gift of a new day, for the beauty of creation, and for the abundance of my mercy. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Lamentations 3 verses 22 to 23. As you speak these words, allow them to fill you with a sense of wonder and reassurance. For I have given you another chance, another opportunity to walk with me, to learn from me, and to grow in the light of my truth. In the quiet moments of your day, let my word be your guide and your comfort. Open the pages of the scriptures and allow the living words to speak to your heart. Your word is a lamp for my feet, a light on my path. Psalm 119 verse 105. As you read of my promises, my acts of redemption, and my unwavering love for all creation, let these truths sink deeply into your soul. Meditate on the stories of old, the faith of Abraham, the courage of David, the humility of Mary, and see in them reflections of the life I desire for you. Each story, each verse, is a piece of the mosaic of my love, intricately designed to inspire and uplift you in every season of your life. I see the struggles that you face every day, the weight of responsibilities, the burden of unspoken worries, and the constant barrage of challenges that threaten to overwhelm you. Yet, I urge you to take time to be still, to retreat into the sanctuary of my presence. For in that sacred quiet, you will find a strength that no earthly power can provide. Cast all your anxiety on me because I care for you. 1 Peter 5 verse 7. I desire for you to release the heavy load of your concerns into my hands, trusting that I will carry them for you. In doing so, you will experience a peace so profound that it will guard your heart and mind, even in the midst of the storm. I call you to trust in my plan for you, for I have crafted a destiny filled with hope and promise. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Let these words be a beacon of light that guides you through the darkest nights. Know that every trial you face is an opportunity for growth. Every setback a chance to lean more fully into my strength. When you cultivate a daily quiet time with me, you are planting seeds of faith that will one day blossom into a life of purpose, joy, and fulfillment beyond your wildest dreams. In the quiet of your solitude, you may find yourself reflecting on past mistakes, on moments when you felt unworthy or broken. Yet, I say to you, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. Do not be dismayed by your shortcomings, for I see you as a masterpiece in progress. Every scar, every tear is a testament to the journey that is shaping you into the person I created you to be. Embrace your imperfections and allow my love to transform them into sources of strength. For it is in your vulnerability that you truly discover the depths of my compassion and the magnitude of my mercy. There will be times when the distractions of the world will tempt you to stray from this sacred practice. The hustle and bustle of life may seem overwhelming, and you may find it easier to surrender to the noise rather than seek the solace of quiet time with me. But I urge you to stand firm. Let your heart be resolute in the pursuit of my presence. Remember that the discipline of daily quiet time is not a burdensome ritual. It is a lifeline, a direct connection to the one who loves you beyond measure. Carve out even a few moments each day to be still, to listen, and to rest in my comforting embrace. Over time, these moments will become the foundation of your strength, the source of your resilience, and the wellspring of your joy. I want you to know that the practice of quiet time is a dynamic and living conversation between you and me. It is not merely about reciting prayers or reading passages of scripture. It is about opening your heart to my voice and allowing my truth to reshape your very being. In these moments, you may speak to me in your own words, pouring out your heart without reservation. And even in silence, I am speaking to you in the gentle stir of the breeze, in the rhythmic beating of your heart, in the quiet assurance that I am always near. Each heartbeat is a reminder of my life within you, each breath a testament to the love that sustains you. In this communion, you will find that your soul is not alone. It is intertwined with my eternal spirit, and together, you will journey through life with courage and grace. I recall the story of a young woman who, burdened by the weight of the world, felt isolated and overwhelmed by the trials of her daily life. In her desperation, she sought a moment of escape, a quiet corner in a bustling city park where she could be alone with her thoughts. As she sat beneath the shade of an ancient oak, she opened her heart in prayer, sharing with me her deepest fears and uncertainties. In that silent moment, she experienced a shift, a gentle reassurance that she was not abandoned, that I was with her in every breath. Slowly, she began to understand that this daily quiet time was not an escape from reality, but a means of confronting it with renewed strength and unwavering hope. She learned that in the stillness, she could find the clarity to see my hand at work in her life, guiding her through every challenge and blessing her with a resilience that was both gentle and fierce. My dear one, like her, you are invited to step into that sacred space to discover that within the quiet, there lies a wellspring of healing, courage, and hope. I speak now of the beauty that lies in the discipline of routine, a routine that honors my presence above all else. Just as the sun rises and sets with dependable grace, so too can your daily quiet time become a steadfast ritual, a rhythmic reminder of the covenant of my love. Each day, as you dedicate time to be with me, you weave a tapestry of spiritual intimacy that fortifies your soul and illuminates your path. Consider the moments when you set aside the noise and distractions of the day to focus solely on our communion. Those times when you felt an inexplicable surge of peace, a clarity that dispelled the fog of worry and doubt. Those moments are the seeds of transformation, planted in the fertile soil of your heart, destined to grow into a mighty tree of faith and hope that will shelter you through every storm. I long for you to experience the freedom that comes from releasing your need to control every aspect of your life. In the quiet, surrender your plans, your ambitions, and even your fears to me. Trust that I, who created the heavens and the earth, have a purpose far greater than you can imagine for your life. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Proverbs 3 verse 5. When you let go of the futile attempts to steer every moment of your existence, you make room for my divine guidance, a guidance that will lead you along paths of righteousness, joy, and everlasting peace. I am the master of every season and each moment, whether filled with triumph or trial, is part of a grand design meant to refine you, to shape you, and to draw you ever closer to me. There may be days when your heart feels heavy, when shadows of doubt creep in and threaten to obscure the light of my love. In those times, remember that my promise to you is unwavering. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. Psalm 23 verse 4. In the midst of your struggles, in the quiet after a storm of emotion, I am there to hold you, to whisper words of hope, and to remind you that nothing, no sorrow, no failure, no regret can separate you from my love. Every tear you shed is seen, every sigh is heard, and every broken piece of your heart is lovingly gathered and made whole once again. As you cultivate your daily, quiet time, let your heart be open to the miracles that I am working in your life. Look back upon the moments of grace that have carried you through adversity, the times when an unexpected kindness, a timely word of encouragement, or a sudden clarity of purpose lifted you from despair. These are the footprints of my presence, the gentle reminders that I am always near. When you allow yourself to be still, you become sensitive to these divine interventions, recognizing that every good gift is a testament to my enduring love. Each quiet moment becomes a sacred ledger of my blessings, a record of the ways in which I have sustained you, renewed you, and transformed your life. I also speak to you about the importance of gratitude, a gratitude that arises naturally when you spend time in my presence, in the quiet, when you reflect on all that I have given you. You will be filled with a sense of thankfulness that transcends the fleeting joys of the world. Count your blessings, my child, for they are countless. The breath in your lungs, the beat of your heart, the beauty of the morning sun, the kindness of a friend, each is a gift from me. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Psalm 107 verse 1. Let gratitude be the melody of your quiet time, a harmonious chorus that lifts your spirit and reminds you that every moment is a precious testament to my boundless grace. In the stillness of your daily quiet time, I also desire for you to cultivate a spirit of listening, not merely to hear the words that you speak, but to truly listen for my voice, gentle and clear, that speaks directly to your heart. There is wisdom in silence, my child, a wisdom that transcends the noise of everyday life and speaks of eternal truths. As you sit quietly, open your ears and your soul to my whisperings. You may not always understand every word, but trust that in every silence, I am communicating with you, guiding you, comforting you, and reassuring you that you are never alone. I remember the time when I sent my only son into the world, a time when my love was made manifest in the ultimate sacrifice. In the quiet moments of his life, as he prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane, he showed you what it means to trust completely in me, even in the face of unspeakable anguish. Matthew 26 verses 36 to 39. He knelt in solitude, pouring out his heart, and surrendered to my will. His quiet time was not an escape from the reality of his mission, but a preparation for it. A preparation that gave him the strength to fulfill the redemptive plan that would forever alter the course of history. Emulate his example, dear one. In your quiet moments, seek the courage to surrender all that you are to me, knowing that in that surrender, you find true freedom and purpose. As you continue this sacred journey, allow the memories of my past acts of grace to buoy your spirit. Recall the parting of the Red Sea, the feeding of the multitudes, the raising of the dead, each a testament to my power and compassion. These mighty acts are not distant legends. They are living truths that echo in the stillness of your heart. When you dwell in my presence during your quiet time, let these memories fill you with awe and wonder. Recognize that the same power that moved the heavens and the earth is at work within you, ready to guide you, heal you, and empower you to face whatever challenges may come your way. In your moments of reflection, do not be afraid to be honest with me. Speak openly of your doubts, your fears, and your disappointments. I'm not a distant judge, but a loving Father, eager to hear your every word. Even when you feel you have strayed far from the path of righteousness, remember that my arms are always open, ready to welcome you back into the fold. If my people, who are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sin and will heal their land. 2 Chronicles 7 verse 14. In the quiet of your confession, you will find that my forgiveness is as vast as the sky, and my mercy as deep as the oceans. Let your daily quiet time be a time of renewal, a time when you reclaim the hope that sometimes seems lost amid the noise and turmoil of life. Each day is a fresh canvas, a new opportunity to experience my transformative love. Even if yesterday was marred by pain or regret, today is a new beginning. Approach it with a heart filled with expectation, knowing that I have already paved the way for your victory. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Lamentations 3 verses 22 to 23. Embrace each new day as a divine gift, a chance to start afresh, and a step closer to the abundant life I have promised you. I speak to you now of the importance of perseverance in your quiet time. There will be days when the distractions seem overwhelming, when the temptations to abandon this sacred practice whisper in your ear. But hold fast, my beloved, for every moment you spend in my presence is an investment in your eternal well-being. The benefits of this discipline are not always immediately visible, but like seeds planted in rich soil, they will eventually yield a harvest of spiritual fruit, a harvest of joy, peace, wisdom, and love. Trust that as you remain faithful, I will reveal to you mysteries of my kingdom that surpass the understanding of man. Your quiet time is not just a ritual. It is the pathway to the deeper, richer life I have destined for you. Let me recount another story, a tale of transformation and redemption that I desire for you to experience. There was once a man whose heart was weighed down by the chains of regret and sorrow. Each day, he woke with a sense of dread, burdened by mistakes of the past and the fear of an uncertain future. In a desperate search for relief, he wandered through crowded streets and noisy taverns, seeking solace in temporary distractions. Yet, no matter where he went, his soul remained parched, longing for something more, a peace that no worldly pleasure could provide. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the world around him fell into a hushed twilight, he found himself drawn to a quiet chapel on the edge of town. With trembling hands, he pushed open the heavy wooden door and stepped inside. The silence of his sanctuary enveloped him like a soft embrace. In that moment, he felt his knees and cried out, "Father, I am lost. I have strayed far from your light." And then, in the stillness that followed his plea, he felt my presence, calm, tender, and overwhelmingly real. I whispered to him, "My child, I have never left you. Come, rest in my love, and let me renew your spirit." That night, as he sat in quiet communion with me, his heart began to mend, and his eyes were opened to the promise of a new beginning. This transformation, dear one, is available to you as well. In the quiet moments of your day, when you choose to lay aside your fears and come before me, you will find that I am constantly working to restore and renew you. I encourage you to be patient with yourself as you embark on this journey of quiet time. It may not come naturally at first. Your mind might wander, your heart might race with the noise of daily concerns, and you might feel unworthy of such intimacy. Yet know this: every attempt, every sincere effort is precious in my sight. I delight in your reaching out, in your desire to know me more deeply. Even when your thoughts stray or when silence seems elusive, my grace abounds. I am not demanding perfection, but seeking a willing, open heart. Embrace the imperfections of your practice and trust that each moment of genuine effort is a step toward a more profound connection with me. I also want you to understand that your quiet time is not confined to a specific place or a rigid schedule. Whether you find yourself in the solitude of your bedroom at dawn, in the quiet corner of a busy cafe, or even in the stillness of a late-night walk under the stars, I am there with you. My presence is not limited by walls or time. It is a boundless, ever-flowing stream of love that envelopes you wherever you go. Carry this truth in your heart as you navigate the busyness of life. Know that no matter where you are, you can always find a moment to pause, to breathe, and to commune with me. Consider also the power of journaling your quiet time with me. Write down your prayers, your revelations, and your moments of deep connection. In doing so, you create a tangible record of my faithfulness in your life. A testimony that, on days when your spirit feels faint, you can look back and be reminded of the countless ways I have been there for you. Each word you write becomes a prayer, each line a testament to the unending stream of my mercy and love. Over time, your journal will become a cherished companion, a sacred text that reveals the intricate tapestry of my work in your life. It will serve as a constant reminder that even in your moments of solitude, you are never truly alone. There will be times when you face seasons of drought, moments when it feels as if my voice is distant, as if the connection you so desperately seek is obscured by a veil of silence. Do not despair during these times, for I assure you that even in the silence, I am working behind the scenes, much like the parched earth that quietly awaits the refreshing rain. Your soul may sometimes seem barren, yet beneath the surface, my love is preparing to burst forth in new life. Trust in my timing, and know that these seasons of quiet are as vital as the moments of profound revelation. They are the intervals in which I fortify your spirit, in which I prepare you for the abundance that is to come. In the richness of these quiet moments, you will also begin to notice the subtle, yet powerful shifts within you, a deepening of compassion, a newfound patience, and a resilience that surprises even you. You may find yourself more attuned to the needs of others, more empathetic toward the struggles around you, and more willing to extend the same grace that I have lavished upon you. This transformation is not accidental. It is the fruit of a life lived in constant communion with me. The more you immerse yourself in my presence, the more you become a living reflection of my love, a beacon of hope in a world that so desperately yearns for light. I remind you, dear child, that this journey is not one you walk alone. Throughout the ages, countless souls have embarked on this same sacred quest to experience the profound peace and transformative power of daily quiet time with me. Their stories, etched in the annals of history, speak of miracles, of healed hearts, and of lives reborn through my grace. You stand in the legacy of these faithful souls, and as you continue on your path, you too will leave behind a testament to my enduring love, a legacy that will inspire those who come after you to seek the quiet sanctuary of my presence. In every breath you take, in every heartbeat that resounds with the rhythm of life, know that I am with you. I am the one who formed you with purpose and care, who designed you to shine with the light of my love. Even in moments of great despair or overwhelming fear, remember that my promise to you is unbreakable. For nothing will be impossible with you. Luke 1 verse 37. Let this truth be your shield, your comfort, and your rallying cry as you navigate the complexities of this life. In the quiet, you will find that impossible obstacles become stepping stones, that every challenge is met with a grace that empowers you to rise above it. I speak to you in the language of hope, a hope that is not dependent on circumstances, but rooted in the eternal truth of my word. This hope is your anchor in times of turmoil, your light in the darkest night. When doubts assail you and the world seems devoid of promise, return to the quiet and let my words remind you that I have plans for you, plans to prosper you, to give you hope, and to secure for you a future filled with joy. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Let these promises be the foundation upon which you build your life, the guiding star that leads you through every storm. My dear one, as you journey further into this practice, you will come to understand that each moment of quiet time is an intimate conversation, a sacred dialogue between your soul and my eternal spirit. In these moments, you will hear not only my gentle admonitions, but also the echoes of your own heart's longing. I invite you to trust that what you hear is both a reflection of your deepest desires and a divine response to them. In this dialogue, you are not merely a passive recipient of my grace. You are an active participant in a dynamic, ever-evolving relationship, a relationship that transforms you from the inside out. I urge you to hold fast to this practice, even when the path seems arduous or your spirit feels faint. For every tear that falls, for every word spoken in the stillness, I am there, ever present, ever loving, ever faithful. With each quiet moment, you are being woven more intricately into the fabric of my eternal plan. You are not defined by your past, not diminished by your failures, but elevated by my unending love. And as you continue to nurture this sacred habit, you will find that the beauty of my presence begins to radiate from you, touching the lives of those around you in ways both great and small. Imagine, for a moment, a life where each day begins and ends with the tender embrace of my love. A life where the noise of the world is gently drowned out by the still, assuring whisper of my presence. In that life, you will find that every trial is softened by the warmth of my compassion. Every joy is magnified by the knowledge of my care, and every challenge is met with a resolute strength that comes from knowing you are never alone. This is the life I long for you, a life marked by peace, purpose, and the unfathomable joy that flows from living in constant communion with me. Know that the discipline of quiet time is not an end in itself, but a means to a glorious end. It is the pathway by which you open your eyes to the wonder of my creation, the mystery of my plans, and the depth of my love. In the quiet, you will begin to see the intricate details of my handiwork in your life, the subtle ways in which I have guided you, the miracles that have sustained you, and the blessings that have been poured out upon you beyond measure. These revelations will fill your heart with gratitude and propel you toward a future where every step is taken in the light of my truth. I speak now of a promise that is as enduring as the stars in the heavens, a promise that no matter how tumultuous the journey, I will be your constant companion. And surely I am with you always to the very end of the age. Matthew 28 verse 20. This promise is the bedrock of your faith, the unshakable truth that you are never forsaken. Even in the depths of your darkest hours, when hope seems but a distant memory, remember that my love is a constant, an ever-flowing river of grace that nourishes your soul. Cling to this promise, and let it be the light that guides you out of the shadows and into the brilliant dawn of a new day. There will be moments, my beloved, when the burdens of life feel unbearable, when every step forward seems laden with obstacles and every breath is heavy with sorrow. In those times, retreat into the sanctuary of our quiet time. Let the stillness be a balm to your weary spirit, a moment of respite where you can lay down your worries and be enveloped in my healing embrace. I will whisper words of comfort to you, words of hope, words of promise, words that remind you that you are cherished beyond measure. For every moment of despair, there's a corresponding moment of my boundless grace, waiting to lift you up and set you on a path of renewal. My dear child, I have woven my love into every fiber of your being, and I desire nothing more than for you to experience the fullness of that love through the simple, yet profound act of quiet reflection. Allow the stillness to reveal to you the hidden treasures of your soul, the dreams that stir in the depths, the passions that yearn to be ignited, and the purpose that has been etched into your very heart. In this sacred time, you will come to know not only who I am, but also who you are meant to be, a radiant reflection of my glory, a beacon of hope in a world longing for light. As you continue to develop this daily quiet time with me, let your heart be open to the transformative power of my love. It is not a love that judges or condemns, but a love that heals, restores, and empowers you to rise above the challenges that life presents. Every moment of silence is an opportunity for rebirth, a chance to shed the weight of yesterday's regrets and step into the promise of tomorrow. In the quiet, you will discover that the boundaries of time and space dissolve, and you are drawn into a divine intimacy where every breath is a prayer, every heartbeat a hymn of praise. Remember, my beloved, that I have prepared a place for you in my eternal kingdom, a place where there is no pain, no sorrow, and no end to the joy that radiates from my presence. This promise is your inheritance, a hope that anchors your soul even in the midst of life's fiercest storms. When you cultivate a daily quiet time with me, you are not merely preparing for the future. You are living in the fullness of that promise every single day. Each quiet moment is a glimpse into eternity, a taste of the peace that awaits you beyond the veil of this mortal life. So, my dear child, as you set aside the noise of the world and step into the quiet sanctuary of my love, know that you are embarking on a journey that will transform you in ways you cannot yet imagine. Let each moment of quiet be a celebration of my unending grace, a celebration of the truth that you are cherished, that you are forgiven, and that you are destined for a life of abundance and joy. My voice, ever gentle and ever true, calls you to this sacred communion, inviting you to experience the fullness of life that flows from a heart in tune with my eternal love. Now, go forth with a spirit renewed and a heart open to my guiding light. Embrace the practice of daily quiet time as the key to unlocking the mysteries of my love and the depth of your own soul. Trust that every moment spent in stillness is a moment of divine encounter, a moment where my promises are made real and where the hope of eternal life shines brightly in your eyes. I am with you always, my dear one, now and forevermore. Amen. When your heart feels heavy, when distractions press in, and when the motivation to seek me seems distant, but I urge you, my child, to remain steadfast. Do not let the fleeting emotions of the moment dictate your commitment to this sacred time with me. For even on the days when you feel nothing, when my presence seems hidden, know that I am still there, watching over you with unwavering love. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Galatians 6 verse 9. Every great relationship is built on consistency, trust, and devotion. Your quiet time with me is no different, even when you do not feel me. I am working in your heart, refining you, strengthening you, and drawing you deeper into the mystery of my love. It is in the moments of perseverance that your faith is stretched and strengthened. Just as a tree's roots grow deep when tested by strong winds, so too does your spirit grow when you remain faithful in seeking me, even in seasons of dryness. I see you, my beloved, when you wake up weary and uncertain. I see you when you long for my voice but struggle to hear it. I see you when life weighs heavily on your shoulders and the worries of tomorrow threaten to steal the peace of today. But do not be discouraged. I am not only in the loud revelations and grand miracles. I am also in the still, small voice that whispers in your heart. 1 Kings 19 verse 12. Keep coming to me. Keep seeking me. And I promise that in my perfect timing, I will reveal myself to you in ways that will leave you in awe. Let me remind you of my servant Daniel. Despite the threats and laws of his time, remained steadfast in prayer. 3 times a day, he knelt before me, seeking my face with unwavering devotion. Daniel 6 verse 10. His faithfulness was not swayed by circumstances, nor did he allow fear to rob him of his quiet time with me. And because he remained faithful, I delivered him from the lion's den, displaying my power in his life. My child, do you see? Your commitment to time with me is not in vain. It builds a foundation of trust that cannot be shaken. It sets the stage for miracles that you cannot yet see. Perhaps you wonder, what if I fail? What if I miss a day or become inconsistent? Listen, my beloved, I am not keeping a scorecard of your failures. I do not withdraw my love because you struggle with discipline. My grace is sufficient, and my love is unwavering. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. If you stumble, simply return to me. Do not let guilt or shame keep you from my presence. My arms are always open, waiting for you to come back. Each day is a new beginning, and I am eager to meet with you once more. I long for your quiet time to become more than just a habit. It is meant to be a source of deep joy and delight. It is meant to refresh your soul, to lift your burdens, and to fill you with a peace that cannot be found anywhere else. In this sacred space, I will renew your mind, washing away the worries of the world and replacing them with my truth. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Romans 12 verse 2. When you sit in my presence, I realign your thoughts, helping you to see with eyes of faith rather than fear. My child, I have placed gifts within you, talents, passions, and purposes that are waiting to be awakened. And it is in these quiet moments that I reveal them to you. I will whisper dreams into your heart. I will stir visions of what is to come. I will ignite within you a fire that will lead you into the destiny I have prepared for you. Do not rush through this time with me, for in it lies the key to discovering who you truly are. When the world seems overwhelming, when the voices around you grow too loud, remember the words of my son. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11 verse 28. This is my promise to you. In the stillness, I will restore your soul. In the quiet, I will remind you that you are never alone. My beloved, as you commit to this journey, know that I am already waiting for you in the quiet. I am already preparing a table before you, inviting you to sit and feast upon my love. Will you accept my invitation? Will you step away from the noise and distractions and enter into this sacred communion with me? If you do, you will find a treasure greater than anything this world can offer. You will find peace that surpasses all understanding. You will find wisdom beyond your years. You will find strength for every battle, grace for every weakness, and love that will never let you go. I'm here, always here. Come, meet me in the quiet, and let us begin this beautiful journey together. Amen. My child, even now, as you listen to my words, I am working in your heart. I'm calling you into a deeper place, a place where the noise of the world fades away and only my voice remains. Can you hear me? I am whispering to you, urging you to draw closer, to step away from distractions and into the stillness where my presence dwells. Do not be afraid to come near. Do not believe the lie that you are unworthy to stand before me. My son, Jesus, has already made the way for you. His blood has washed you clean, and through him, you have full access to my presence. Therefore, brothers and sisters, since we have confidence to enter the most holy place by the blood of Jesus, let us draw near to God with a sincere heart and with the full assurance that faith brings. Hebrews 10 verses 19 and 22. You do not have to earn my love or prove yourself worthy of my attention. You are already loved. You are already accepted. Come as you are, and I will meet you here. I see the struggles you face. I see how the demands of life press in on you, how the worries of tomorrow try to steal your peace today. But I remind you, my beloved, that when you sit in my presence, you are sitting at the feet of the one who holds all things together. I am the God who parted the Red Sea, Exodus 14 verse 21, who shut the mouths of lions, Daniel 6 verse 22, who raised the dead to life, John 11 verses 43 to 44. There is nothing too hard for me. So why do you carry burdens that I have already offered to lift from your shoulders? Why do you allow anxiety to fill your mind when I have promised to give you peace? Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5 verse 7. Come, bring me your worries, your fears, your doubts. Lay them at my feet, and I will exchange them for my peace. The time you spend with me is not wasted. It is in these quiet moments that I strengthen you, that I fill you with the power to face whatever comes your way. Look at my servant David. Before he ever stood before Goliath, before he ever became king, he was a shepherd boy who spent time in the fields with me. He learned to hear my voice in the quiet. He found his strength in me long before the battle ever came. And that is why, when he faced the giant, he did not fear. He knew that the same God who was with him in the quiet was the same God who would give him victory in the battle. 1 Samuel 17 verses 45 to 47. My child, your battles will come, but if you have spent time with me in the quiet, you will not be shaken. The storms may rage, but you will stand firm. The trials may come, but you will not be moved. For your strength does not come from the world, it comes from me. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Isaiah 40 verse 31. Even now, I am preparing you. Every moment you spend with me is shaping you into the person I have called you to be. You may not see it yet, but I do. I see the growth happening in your spirit. I see the roots of faith deepening within you. And in due time, the fruit of your devotion will be revealed. So do not give up. Do not grow weary in seeking me. Even if you have missed a day, even if you have struggled with consistency, come back. I am not counting the days you have failed. I am celebrating every moment you choose to return. My mercies are new every morning. Lamentations 3 verses 22 to 23. And I am always ready to meet with you again. And when you come with expectation. Come believing that I will speak. Open my word and let my voice fill your heart. For my word is alive and active. Hebrews 4 verse 12. And through it, I will guide you, instruct you, and reveal the depths of my love for you. My beloved, I have so much more to show you. So many secrets of my kingdom to share. But you must make room for me. You must set aside the time, push away the distractions, and sit at my feet. If you do, you will discover a life of peace, of strength, of purpose that you never imagined possible. I am waiting. I am calling. Will you answer? Will you come and spend time with me? I promise, my child, you will never regret it. My beloved child, do you feel my presence even now? Do you sense my spirit drawing you closer? Even in this moment, I am speaking, calling, whispering my love over you. I have been waiting for you, longing for you to come and sit with me, to know me as I truly am, not as the world portrays me, not as your fears may whisper, but as the loving Father who cherishes you beyond measure. You are not just another person among billions. You are mine. You were formed by my hands, designed with intention, and chosen for a purpose. Before you ever took your first breath, I knew you. Before you spoke your first word, I loved you. I knit you together in your mother's womb, carefully crafting every detail of who you are. Psalm 139 verses 13 to 14. And even now, as you seek me, my eyes are upon you. Oh, how my heart longs for you to understand the depths of my love. If only you could see yourself through my eyes. How precious, how treasured, how beloved you are. The world may tell you that you are not enough, that you are weak, that you are broken beyond repair. But I tell you the truth. You are my masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus to do great works that I have prepared in advance for you. Ephesians 2 verse 10. This is why I desire for you to come to me daily, not as an obligation, not as a task to check off a list, but as a life-giving connection between us. Just as a branch cannot survive apart from a vine, you cannot thrive apart from me. John 15 verse 5. The more you abide in me, the more you will experience my peace, my power, my love filling every part of your being. But I know, my child, that distractions surround you. I see how the world pulls at you from every direction, how the noise and chaos try to drown out my voice. The enemy would love nothing more than to keep you so busy, so consumed that you forget to seek me. He knows that if he can keep you away from my presence, he can weaken you, discourage you, and make you feel distant from me. But listen to me, you are never beyond my reach. Even when you feel far, I am near. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34 verse 18. Do not let the enemy steal your time with me. Do not let the worries of life choke out the seed of my word in your heart. Mark 4 verse 19. Make me your priority, and I will take care of the rest. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Matthew 6 verse 33. There was a time when my servant Mary sat at my son's feet, listening, soaking in his words, while her sister Martha was distracted by many things. Martha was worried, anxious, consumed with tasks. But Jesus said that Mary had chosen the better portion, and it would not be taken from her. Luke 10 verses 38 to 42. My child, I want you to choose the better portion too. I want you to rest in my presence, to come and sit with me, to lay down the burdens that weigh you down. Do you know why I desire this time with you so much? Because I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you, to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. But if you do not spend time with me, how will you hear my voice guiding you? How will you know the path I have laid before you? If you let the world dictate your steps, you may wander far from my perfect will. But if you come to me daily, I will lead you in the way you should go. Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you, saying, "This is the way. Walk in it." Isaiah 30 verse 21. Do you remember my servant Moses? He did not lead my people by his own strength or wisdom. No, he sought me. He came up to the mountain. He waited in my presence, and I spoke to him face to face as one speaks to a friend. Exodus 33 verse 11. And because of this, he carried my glory. The time he spent with me transformed him so much that his face shone with my radiance. My child, I want to fill you with my glory too. I want to pour out my spirit upon you so that when people see you, they see me. But it starts in a quiet place. It starts when you seek me above all else. I know that life is demanding. I know that some days you feel like you have no time left to give. But if you would only trust me, if you would put me first, you would see that I can do more in one moment with you than you could accomplish in an entire lifetime on your own. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11 verse 28. Let me remind you of Elijah, my prophet. He was tired, worn out, ready to give up. He had seen great miracles, but fear and exhaustion overtook him. So I called him to the mountain, to a place of stillness. And when the wind came, I was not in the wind. When the earthquake came, I was not in the earthquake. When the fire came, I was not in the fire. But then came a gentle whisper, and there I was. 1 Kings 19 verses 11 to 12. My child, I want you to hear my whisper, but you must be still. You must step away from the noise and sit in my presence. It is here that I will restore your soul. It is here that I will strengthen your weary heart. You may wonder, how do I start? How do I build this habit of daily time with you? Begin with honesty. Come as you are. If you feel weak, tell me. If you feel distant, tell me. Speak to me as you would a friend. Then open my word. Let me speak to you through the scriptures. For every word is alive and active, sharper than a double-edged sword. Hebrews 4 verse 12. Meditate on my promises. Worship me with your whole heart. And as you do, you will begin to sense my presence in a way you never have before. It may not always be easy. Some days, your heart may not feel it. Some days, you may not hear me as clearly. But do not be discouraged. Faith is not about feelings, it is about trust. And as you continue seeking me, your spirit will grow stronger, your heart will grow softer, and my voice will become clearer. I promise you, my beloved, if you seek me with all your heart, you will find me. Jeremiah 29 verse 13. I'm not hiding from you. I am waiting for you to turn your eyes away from the distractions, away from the worries, away from the noise, and look at me. And when you do, oh, what joy you will find. What peace will flood your soul. You will walk in my strength. You will be filled with my spirit. You will experience a love that no trial, no hardship, no enemy can ever take away. So come and meet with me. Let me be your refuge, your hiding place, your greatest delight. And as you make time for me, I will transform you from the inside out. You will walk in power. You will walk in peace. And you will know beyond all doubt that you are deeply, unshakably, eternally loved. I am here, my child. I have always been here, and I will never leave you. Now, come. Let us meet in the quiet place. My beloved child, do you see now how much I long for you? How much I desire to be with you? Every moment I am watching over you, waiting for you to turn your heart toward me. I do not force myself upon you, for love must be chosen. But oh, how I rejoice when you choose me, when you put aside the distractions, the worries, the fears, and come into my presence. You may think, but Lord, I don't always feel you. I understand. There are moments when the weight of the world feels heavier than my presence. There are times when you open my word and the words seem distant, lifeless. But my child, do not mistake silence for absence. Just as the roots of a tree grow deepest in the dry season, so too does your faith deepen in the moments when you do not feel me, yet still seek me. Do you remember my servant Job? He lost everything, his family, his wealth, even his health. He cried out, desperate, longing for answers. He said, if only I knew where to find him, if only I could go to his dwelling. Job 23 verse 3. But even in the darkness, he held on. Even in the silence, he trusted me. And in the end, I restored everything he had lost, twice over. Job 42 verse 10. You, too, may feel like you are walking through a season of dryness. Perhaps you have prayed and have not yet seen the answers. Perhaps you have sought me and have not yet felt the closeness you desire. But do not be discouraged, for I am working in the unseen. I am strengthening you in ways you cannot yet understand. There was a time when my son, Jesus, walked through the wilderness. For 40 days he fasted, alone, and in his weakest moment, the enemy came to tempt him. But because he had spent time with me, because he had hidden my word in his heart, he overcame. Matthew 4 verses 1 to 11. My child, this is why your time with me is so important. It is not just about feeling my love. It is about preparing for the battles ahead. Every time you open my word, you are sharpening your sword. Every time you pray, you are fortifying your spirit. Every time you worship, you are breaking chains in the spiritual realm. You may not see it now, but every moment you spend with me is building something eternal within you. But the enemy will not make it easy. He will whisper lies, saying, "You're too tired. You're too busy. It won't make a difference." He will try to fill your mind with distractions, tempt you with things that seem more urgent, more entertaining. But my child, remember this. Anything that pulls you away from me is stealing from you. Stealing your peace, your strength, your joy. Will you let him? Or will you fight? I have given you everything you need to overcome. I have placed my spirit within you. I have given you authority to trample on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy. Luke 10 verse 19. But you must wield the weapons I have given you. You must put on the full armor of God, standing firm in faith, clothed in righteousness, holding up the shield of faith and the sword of my word. Ephesians 6 verses 10 to 18. This is why your daily quiet time with me matters. It is not just a habit, it is your lifeline. It is where you find strength when you are weak, courage when you are afraid, direction when you are lost. It is where you hear my voice, where you are reminded of who you truly are. The world will try to define you. It will try to tell you that you are not enough, that you must prove yourself, that your worth is found in what you achieve, how you look, how others see you. But my child, the world is a liar. Your worth is not in what you do. It is in who you are. And who are you? You are mine, my beloved, my chosen, my delight. When you spend time with me, I will remind you of this truth. When you open my word, I will reveal to you the love that has no limits. When you sit in my presence, I will restore your soul. Do you remember when my son, Jesus, was in the house of the Pharisee, and a sinful woman came to him? She fell at his feet, weeping, pouring out her perfume, wiping his feet with her hair. Luke 7 verses 36 to 50. Others looked at her with judgment, but Jesus saw her heart. He saw her love, her desperation for me. And do you know what he said? Your faith has saved you. Go in peace. This is what I want for you, my child. I want you to come to me just as you are, with all your wounds, all your regrets, all your fears. I do not turn away those who seek me with a humble heart. I do not cast aside the broken. I am the God who binds up the brokenhearted, who gives beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, praise instead of despair. Isaiah 61 verses 1 to 3. So come to me in the quiet. Come in the morning before the world rushes in. Come in the evening when the day has worn you down. Come when you are strong. Come when you are weak. But come, and when you do not rush. Do not treat this time as another obligation. Sit with me. Linger in my presence. Speak to me and then listen. For I am speaking. I am always speaking. Sometimes my voice will come like a roaring thunder, shaking the heavens. Other times it will be a gentle whisper, barely heard but deeply felt. But always my voice will bring life. Always my words will bring hope. I know you, my child. I know the battles you face. I know the burdens you carry. And I know that, on your own, you're not strong enough. But you're not alone. I am with you. I am for you. I am fighting on your behalf. Do you believe this? Do you trust that I am who I say I am? Then come. Let me fill you with my spirit. Let me strengthen you for the road ahead. Let me remind you that you are never abandoned, never forgotten, never unloved. I am here. I've always been here. Now, my child, will you take my hand? Will you walk with me into the quiet place? Will you trust that in my presence, you will find everything your soul has been longing for? I promise you this. If you seek me, you will find me. If you draw near to me, I will draw near to you. James 4 verse 8. And when you do, your life will never be the same. So come and be with me. Let me be your first love, your greatest joy, your deepest peace. I am waiting. Amen.